What's going on, everyone? Gelman with Wellthy Stocks back with another NIO update video where we take a look at how NIO stock traded today, key support and resistance levels that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think NIO stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on NIO are. And I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record and we will get right into the video. So as we could see, a pretty decent looking red day for NIO. We are down to the $50 mark, which is, crazy to think about. We are down $4.36 on the day, which is about 7.92%. Not looking too great. The overall markets were looking a little heavy today. If we take a look at the NASDAQ, it was down 2.5%, and the Dow Jones was barely positive today, led by Disney, excuse me. And then the S&P was down 0.77% as well. So a lot of the stocks that I cover on a daily basis, Tesla, Apple, Palantir, decently red, although not Palantir, but Apple and Tesla were decently red on the day, as well as NIO, right? We're talking an almost 8% red day, so not a great trading day for NIO. But let's take a look at a little piece of news that came out, or rather an update, and then we'll talk about levels of support, levels of resistance to maybe see where it could be headed into the future. So we got some update on NIO testing their second-gen power swap stations. So if you guys remember from back in early January with NIO Day, they had unveiled these battery swap stations, which if you guys have followed NIO or follow my videos, that's one of the more exciting things about NIO is the ability to, instead of having to sit there and wait to charge your battery, you simply go in and you swap out a battery and you throw a new battery in and you're good to go, right? And so that's great for the consumer because instead of, again, sitting there and having to charge, it's a quick way to kind of get that battery and just continue on with your trip. And it's great for NIO because it offers them a recurring revenue or additional revenue in the form of a subscription service that they have to, kind of put with the car to be able to use this battery technology, right? So we got news on that today that they're progressing well on the project. They have completed verification and began testing of the new battery swapping stations with formal deployment expected as early as April. So that's great news. The CEO was present for the testing. Great news there. The remainder of that is related to XPeng if you guys are interested in that as well. But what we care about is NIO in this video, right? So they're talking about, hey, they have, XPeng, during the Chinese New Year holiday, XPeng vehicles were driven 17.26 million kilometers, and over the same time, NIO was driven 30 million kilometers in the same week, which, two things. A, shows you the competitive advantage that NIO has currently, and how ahead they are compared to their rival XPeng, but also that it's a 318% year-over-year increase, as well as 4 million kilometers being driven on the autonomous systems, right? And batteries were swapped at the station 38,000 times. So all of this is great news for NIO because it shows that year-over-year growth. It shows that they're on the right track, working towards kind of, making sure that the future of this company is great. But with all that still being said, the trading day for NIO today was not that great. Again, we're down $4.36, which is about 8%. So let's get right into the stock now. We'll take a look at how it traded today. We'll map out some future levels of support and future levels of resistance. So when I made the video on Friday, right, we were talking about a couple things and, things that we were looking out for. But, as it became clear, right, we were in the 50, we bounced off the 54.50s level, pushed up. In the after hours, we went up a little bit, but we gapped down pretty decently from the 55s to the low 53s. Again, making a push towards this 54.50s level, getting rejected pretty much perfectly at that level. And then right out of the gate, we went down, came up. And then from that point on, from this VWAP break, it was down, down, down. We actually broke below our 51.85 level. As you can see here, broke below it, tried to come above it, went down, set a low of 51.28, pushed up, came above our level again, and then for a little bit there, we kept bouncing, broke below, came above, And then again, really nice bounce here. This bounce was what I was excited to see. When we went up, came down, pushed up, and this time the key here was making higher highs than these levels, which we did. And then we went to VWAP and we got rejected, and then we sold off, again broke below this level and sold off into the close, pretty much bouncing off of the $50 mark, $50.40. So not a great trading day for NIO, not a great trading day for a lot of companies that I look at. And things that I didn't like about the market today was, A, that we're decently red on the day, but B, that this sell-off kind of into the close was kind of ugly to see, and it signifies that maybe we get a little bit more to come. So that's what I am not excited at all about. But now let's take a look at the daily chart and we'll see what we see. So, in the previous video, we had talked about, pretty much being in between the 55 and the 34 EMA, and we talked about that, hey, it's really important for us to kind of take over that 55 EMA, or excuse me, that 34 EMA here, to be able to establish that as a level of support, and then we, hopefully bounce from there. But clearly we broke below, we not only made an attempt at 34 EMA, we also broke below the 55 EMA. So that was, sad to see. But if you guys were, aware of these levels, you knew that we were not looking too good from the get-go. So what do we have coming up from levels of support and levels of resistance? Well, what I want to talk to you guys about is, a couple price action levels, and then we'll take a look at the larger EMAs. So from a price level action perspective, right, we've got the $50 mark that I think will be a mental support for us. We're right at that pretty much, right? So if we keep dropping, $50 is the first level that I'm looking at. Then I'm looking at this 49 level, right? We've got the 49.05, then we've got 48.09, and then we've got the 47.30s level, which actually is also where our 89 EMA is. So those are the three levels that I'm looking for if we see continued weakness in another red day. Again, 49.05, 48.09, and then 47.30s. If we break below 50s. I'm hoping for a bounce off 50, but hey, with the weakness today, I'm just gonna sit on the sidelines and wait until we get a little bit of confirmation of a reversal before jumping in. On the upside, we've got this 51.88 level, and then we've got the 54.57 level, but between that, we've got the 55 EMA and the 52.87. So that's what I'm really looking and hoping that we can capture, so we can establish a good level of support, start to bounce off of that and push up. So again, 51.85 and 54.57 are the two levels that I'm looking at, but really hoping for this 55 EMA capture, establish that as a level of support, and then we go up. I want to get rid of these drawings for just a second and talk a little bit more about the EMAs that we're looking at. So if you guys take a look here, pretty much since this run started, you guys, back in June 2020, we know the stock has had an absolutely amazing run, going from $2 to over $66. But in this time, it never really has come down to, a lot of these EMAs. The max has come down to 34 EMA there, broke below the 34, but didn't quite come to 55. And here is the first time we're really breaking that 55, right, since starting this run. So that's why I think it's really important for us to really quickly establish this level of support in the 55s, 55 EMA, which is 52.87. Otherwise, I think we have run room down to the 47s, which personally don't think we drop all the way to 47, but it's only $3 away. And with the weakness that we saw in the second half of today, right, there could be more to come where that came from if we see more of a sector rotation or overall market weakness as we kind of are deciding where we go next. So that's why I'm holding on to my NIO shares. Don't currently have any other NIO options plays right now. Potentially looking to add on this dip, but I'm only going to add once I get a little bit of confirmation, because at this point, right, we're between the 55 and the 89 EMA. Sure, if it goes back to the 55 in the 50 and get in the 52s, right, and gets back to the 55 EMA, I could have bought at 50, but the other side of that you could argue is, hey, we've got run room down to the 89 EMA and the 47s. So, sure, maybe 50 is a good deal, but I'd rather wait for confirmation before adding to my position. So That's all I had for you guys today. It was a pretty red day to start the week, at least for me and the stocks that I'm currently in. Hopefully you guys are doing better in starting the week. Let me know down in the comment section what your trade plan with NIO is, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. That's all I had for you guys today. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.